Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Takara Tomy Transformers Legends Blackbird Shadow, or as just the majority of us know her as Blackbird. Now, this is one of the figures that I was really also very excited about. I was unsure of how I would kind of react to her being a remold and repaint of RC, but in looking at more pictures, I really got on board with this figure. And this is the first time that we've gotten any sort of official figure of Nightbird. Now for the package, you got the nice Transformers logo there. You got the animation looking drawing of Nightbird right there. Got this nice open package, very small and compact, which I really do appreciate. You got a image here showing the half view of her. On the other side, that same kind of animation that we saw here in the front. Down here, warning stuff, eating makes babies cry. And then you come around here to the back and you got a nice product shot of her robot mode as well as her vehicle mode. Now in the cartoon, I haven't seen it in a long time. I should probably go back and watch it, but I don't think that she had a vehicle form. And if I remember right, this was what started out as like a mindless robot that eventually gained sentience. And she definitely didn't have this big of a backpack. But like I said, this is the first time that we've gotten an official version of the Nightbird character. So I'm really actually pretty excited about this. So without further ado, let's get her out here and see how cool she actually is. So here we have Nightbird Shadow, or as we know her as, Nightbird, opened up and out of her packaging. And as you can see, I have her armored up. Now, in terms of her accessories, these are the exact same that we got previously with RC. They're just a different color, bringing in RC. As you can see that RC has these blue ones. We got yellow here with this. We got the same gun. This is just a full-on black, whereas this one has, pink on there and some gray and things like that. And then also, there's her other gun, and I had that stored right down there. So all the accessories are exactly the same, with the exception of these pieces. She does come with two sides that are done in the same translucent kind of yellow plastic, and these are really neat. I dig these. She did have the size in the actual cartoon episode. These are a little bit bigger than they were really displayed. They had her on her arm, but I really dig these. They're a little bit harder to see because of how bright it is here, but coming in here to take a look at it, you can see some really nice molded detail actually in there, and of course very translucent in terms of their color. So these are new pieces that we didn't get previously, and I really do like them. You can see you store them in a variety of different places. Overall, vehicle mode it's not bad. It is just basically a repurpose of the RCs, with the exception that her chest is actually different, but I'll show that off here in the robot mode. Everything else is basically the same other than the color. You got the nice Decepticon logo right there. You got a really nice silver paint. You got some purple for the seats right there. Her little swoopy thing here is in this silver plastic. She's got black tires. I mean, overall, really a very, very nice looking robot mode. You can see that the weapon does store still here on the bottom, which obviously is still a very nice touch. But like I said, she didn't have a robot mode or a vehicle mode in the cartoon, so I'm kind of indifferent to this. It really does just look like a black and silver RC to me. But strangely enough, she really does look very different when you get her into a robot mode. Not so much when you stand her next to RC. I mean, obviously you'll see the similarities, but this is a really great looking figure. You can see the wheels roll very nicely. You do have to make sure you get everything collapsed up here very well to get the wheels to roll well. But in general, a very nice looking vehicle mode. I like the RC one, so it's basically going to be the same here. Now, I mean, I'm not going to focus too much on the transformation. It is the exact same. This is hard to get out, the gun down here, so let me see if wiggling helps it. That's really tight in there. There we go. And then, like I said, she does have the basic same handgun that RC did, just with no gray paint that's on the bottom here. So setting those off to the side, come around here, we're going to pull these legs out, take this section. Again, I'm not focusing too much on the transformation because we did cover it already with that RC figure. So if you do need help with it, go ahead and search my channel for the review of RC, and you'll be able to see a more detailed transformation instruction. Those don't, yeah, that's just the way that is. Get that like so. Bring this back down. There we go, like that. Rotate this around. Bring these down. Angle this down. bring that over there, get that over her arms, tab that in just like that, tuck her head back. Now, her head doesn't stay back as well as RC's did, but it's, I guess, just, the nature of maybe having it remolded. But there we have Nightbird in her robot mode, and again, I think that this looks really very, very good. Like I said, in the cartoon, she was a robot that was made by a human just to kind of show how technologically advanced they were. The Decepticons got a hold of her, reprogrammed her, and basically gave her sentience. She was still under the control of Megatron and, did what he said. So, I mean, it really wasn't like she was a full-on Decepticon. It was until the end of the episode that she was put into storage that it did seem like, oh, wait a minute, she actually does know what's going on, but we never saw her again. That was the last appearance of her in the actual cartoon, so it was kind of unfortunate. I think it would have been cool to see her again. Now, you can take these, and like I said, you can put these on the arms, much like she had in the actual cartoon. By doing it, though, I mean, these are a lot bigger than they were in the cartoon, so that looks a little bit silly, I guess. You can take these swords, she can still hold these. I like taking them and just kind of sliding them down here. They kind of stay up there. They don't really tab into anything, but you can kind of have them hanging out down there. The guns here on the side can peg into her legs, much like RC's could. You could have her hold them if you really wanted to. But she's a ninja, so I mean, I kind of like just leaving her with the swords and the sai. I mean, it looks kind of goofy with the guns there, but I mean, it's really quite impressive what they were able to do with that RC mold. So setting her there and bringing in RC, like I said, I mean, once you bring them out there and you put them side by side, I mean, you basically can see the very similar nature of them. Nightbird did have a backpack in the cartoon. It wasn't nearly as big as this, but at least it kind of fits with it. In terms of mold, the differences, her chest and little abdomen section right down here are different. And as you can see, you got some nice silver paint down, or yellow paint down there, but this section here, as well as that, and then the chest section up here, are different. You can come in and see those differences, and then obviously the head is vastly different. I really like the light piping on here. I don't know how well that's coming across, but you get some really cool yellow eyes coming through. I mean, it really is quite impressive how they were able to take the overall design of the figure and still make it look like a completely different character. I mean, I'm really impressed with how they did that. Obviously, the paint really helps to sell the difference. And like I said, this is the first time that we've gotten a Nightbird figure, so I'm quite content with her just basically being a repaint. At least they did some different stuff here in terms of like the head and things. Now, for her articulation, the head is on a ball joint, a very big ball joint. This section here does have a hard time staying locked in. I'm going to get these out of the way. You can see it like you barely touch it and it pops out. So when you're rotating the head or something like that, that will more than likely come undone. I don't know if that has something to do with the remold. I mean, this bottom section here, or at the base of her neck, is the same as the RC one, so I don't know why that would be different, but it is. The shoulders here are on ball joints, so you get a nice range of motion there. They rotate at the upper part of the bicep. Obviously, this is going to bump into things if you rotate it around. You can see that she's got nice ratchet joints here at the elbow, very soft ratchet joints, but they are there. Nothing at the waist, unfortunately. The hips move forward and back. They move out, but you have to kind of detach this section. You have to pull it out to get her to move her legs out like so, but you can get a nice forward and back. They rotate at the upper, or I guess lower part of the thigh, just above where the knee is, and then you get a nice deep knee bend. You can see it goes all the way up just like so, and then the ankles move forward and back. So really very solid figure. Very impressed with how she turned out. Like I said, the fact that this is the first time that we got this character really does kind of go along with just my overall excitement for her, I suppose. It probably shouldn't. I mean, I probably should be a little bit more critical of the figure, but I like the mold just in general, and I think that it works very well for Nightbird here. Come on, stay in here, work with me, little sword dealies. They don't seem to go through her hands all the way down very well, so that's all right. But it's a fun figure. It really, really is. The two of these that I've taken a look at so far really do, in my opinion, kind of fit very well. Now, this definitely has a very classic kind of feel to it, and I think would look good with a classics display. Again, these are Takara exclusive imported figures, so it does come with a little bit heavier of a price tag. But I really do like her, and I highly recommend picking her up if you have a classic display. So if you are interested in picking her up, depending on your location, she is available here in the US at Big Bad Toy Store, or over in the UK at Kapow Toys. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. So you can go to Big Bad Toy Store, or you can go to Kapow Toys, and you can check out availability on her as well as the rest of the Legend figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.